Welcome back to our 21 days of prayer, where each day we're looking at a different story of God moving in power, both in the Bible and in modern history, in order to stir our hearts to imagine what might be possible in our day. Today, we're moving closer to home and taking a look at the Jesus People movement. Some of my own family members from a couple generations ago were here, a part of it all. The year was 1967. In San Francisco, the air was thick with incense, turmoil, and the sound of a generation searching for meaning. Haight-Ashbury had become the capital of the counterculture, 100,000 young people flooding the streets for the summer of love. They came for music and LSD, for free love and freedom from the establishment. They experimented with Eastern religions, the occult, and the communal life. But underneath the beads, barefoot wandering, and protests, there was an ache, a hunger for something real. And right here, in the heart of that broken, beautiful chaos, Jesus showed up. It didn't start with a megachurch or a famous preacher. It started with a handful of hippies who encountered Jesus by wandering into a conservative church after a bad drug trip. Out of excitement to reach their friends with their new lease on life, they opened a little Christian coffee house in Haight-Ashbury called The Living Room, a safe place for street kids to hear about Jesus, read the Bible, and encounter real love. Then they started a communal house, the House of Acts, where new believers could be discipled out of addiction and into new life. These new Christians were mocked as Jesus freaks. They wore the name like a badge of honor, and the gospel began to spread. One of those early converts, Lonnie Frisbee, brought his wild, passionate faith to Calvary Chapel in Costa Mesa. That tiny church of 80 exploded to 2,000 in 6 months, mostly with hippies coming to Jesus. Soon, thousands were being baptized at Pirates Cove in Corona del Mar. 20,000 new believers in 2 years. What started in Haight-Ashbury spilled down the coast, across the nation, and eventually around the world. Time magazine published its June 1971 edition with the words, "Jesus Revolution" spread across the cover. By the mid-1970s, it's estimated that over 2 million people had been swept into the kingdom through this movement. Coffee houses and communal homes sprang up in every major city. Street preachers like Arthur Blessitt took the gospel to the Sunset Strip, and from this revival came something new: Jesus music, the roots of modern worship and Christian contemporary music. It wasn't polished, it wasn't institutional, it was raw, fresh, and spirit-filled, and it changed the face of the American church. And it started here in our city. When we walk the streets of San Francisco today, we see some of the same brokenness, the same spiritual hunger hiding behind pleasure-seeking and pain. But if God could meet a generation of hippies in the Haight, he can meet this generation too. Psalm 43 says, "He put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him." That's our prayer for this city again. Lord, put a new song in San Francisco. Let Haight-Ashbury, the Mission, the Tenderloin, Potrero Hill, and every corner of this city hear a fresh sound of your praise. Spark a revival that turns seekers into Jesus people again. Do it here, Lord. Do it now.
We're believing for it. Have your way in your church, we pray, here and now, as it is. We cast the sails, you bring the wind. Lord, here we are, come to it again. 'Cause we see that cloud filled with revival rain. Lord, here we are, come to